Right then, so this is your galactic insights, as I affectionately call them, into 2024. And I'm going to open up the chat box if you've got anything you want to share. There it is. You can do it in the chat box. All right, lovelies. So this is my insight into the energies of 2024, because and I wanted to do this because it's really important that in December, you're already starting to align to these energies, these thoughts, these ways of being. If you're in my 12/12 free one tomorrow, that is tomorrow. Yes, that is tomorrow. Again, you will see why there's even more layers and layers to all the energies right now. So I'm going to talk away as usual, and I'm going to say to you, just write notes, write things that resonate with you, or things you want to remember, stuff like that. If you have any visions or thoughts of your own as well while I'm bringing this through, then write those down as well. But 24 really is about a beginning. And it is like a whole new era. It is the first year of a 3-year cycle, in fact, that 2023 has been preparing us for. So keep that in mind. So big changes are happening. I'll say, a whole new era is beginning, and there is this real fresh start. Some people will already be beginning that in the December, so that it lands in the January fully, that they're then walking within it, if that makes sense, in that timeline. So the planets are kind of coming together to help us build what is a much better reality for ourselves as individuals and as a whole. And then later in the year, we've got Uranus, Neptune and Pluto come together to change the way that people think. And that's really bringing in that age of Aquarius energy. And that is what the year is all about. Now, there is a common thread because we've got Pluto in Aquarius, and the events that can take place for when those two vibrations come together are very, very technological based. So if you don't like tech, you're going to need to get over that, because it's going to really dominate over the next 3 years. We're also going to see scientific breakthroughs, and we will even see in some aspects of the world what we call a redistribution of power, because what we're working towards is giving a voice to the masses. So that we may be seeing cultures, societies gaining a lot more freedom and a feeling of liberation through this shift in the power energy that will be across the planet. So technology and spirituality, therefore, play a really big part in the shift that is coming in through the whole of 2024. And it is about creating this whole new way of doing things. And what is key within that is that you celebrate being unique and that you grow as a person. Anyone who is not, I bang on, if you sit in my coaching corner, I bang on about you've got to be authentic if you want to be abundant. You've got to show up as yourself. 2024 is really going to show that, because it's about celebrating being yourself and growing as a person. So the people that will do well in 2024 are the ones that are doing that, who are growing, learning, understanding who they are or how things are. But more and more people will be stepping away from what we identify as that stressful system of capitalism. What we need to remember, of course, is that if we're stepping into a new era, then the old way of doing things has to crumble. Now, this has been going on since 2021. Would you agree? Give me a comment in the chat if that resonates with you. Since 2021, so where are we now? 2023, I have to think, because I'm so far in 2024 at the minute. So for the last 2 years, you will have been seeing things crumbling around you, whether in the media, as it were, about the world, or even in your own life as well. Big changes, big changes are coming into how the media works and how business works. And this especially comes in around May when Jupiter is moving into Gemini. That duality will bring big change into business, how we work as businesses, and also how the media is perceived and what they share, the news, etc. So big changes, but before those big changes come in though, in spring, we've got this real energy coming in, which is all about building up to that in the May. So we've got this meeting of energies that is going to bring a lot of energy to money and to real estate. All right, so if you've got property, you want to buy property, you're investing in property, this would be a good time to do it this spring. Some countries, we may even say, some people predict that some countries may even start to give or enforce, whatever you want to call that, a basic income level. So there could be some really good deals around in the spring on real estate, and we could be seeing people making money out of property. So I do feel that the property industry will start to rise again just a little bit from March. But what is really key, and this began in the summer of 2023, is that everyone is still working on ending toxic relationships. Whether that is abusive, intimate relationships, partnerships, just toxic, negative, narcissistic ones. It doesn't have to be your intimate. It could be the mother-in-law from hell. It could be the ex. It could be your child, let's be honest, or the stepchild. Do you know what I mean? It could be bosses. It could be work colleagues. But it's about things will be shifting in your life. And it will have begun in the summer of this year, 2023. Things will have been starting to shift to bring to an end toxic relationships, toxic dynamics. Make sense? All right. And that is going to continue through 2024. All right. But the toughest part of the year for that in 2024 is those first few months. So just to make you aware of it. So, it's all to do with the Aries and Libra. Since summer of 2023, those lunar nodes have been of destiny. So so just know that if you are having struggles in relationships, or you've come out of a toxic relationship, or you're recognizing you're in one perhaps, it is your destiny to do something about it. It is your destiny for that structure and that controlling system to fall apart. Because when we're stepping out of that control structure, we're not just talking schools, governments, all of that. We're also talking about basic relationships as well. It goes across everything. And a lot of energy as well for 2024 is about shifting the relationships we have with things that are toxic as well. So we're going to see a lot of addiction energy being moved through in 2024. So as I say, the good news is that the toughest part of the year is those first few months. So between January and April, I'm going to recommend that you focus on personal growth. You don't leave your business alone and things like that. You're still working on your business, but make sure that you are doing personal growth work. Or if your business is around that, it should do well. Because what people will be doing is they will be continuing a journey that started very early in 2023. So think about chapters that began sort of January, February, March of 2023. So the way to make the most out of 2024 is to recognize you may well still be in that journey. Most people will be. What are the things you recognized in 2023? Yeah, that you needed to work on, perhaps personally, spiritually. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with you? Because what's the secret to success in 2024 is in these early months to do the spiritual, the energy, or the mindset work that you need, especially in your personal sector, to open yourself up to the abundance that 2024 is going to bring to you. So it's not just about, and it's not just about Peppergo, because as you know, our businesses only ever get so far, and then we have to do some work to get to the next version of that successful person. Yeah. So know that even the personal work you do is you investing in your business, because if you've got a business, then, and it can be your career as well, don't get me wrong. But if you're not doing the personal stuff, you're not opening up to abundance, because you'll still have those blocks of fear, control, and this toxic connection and need of stuff, or need of other people's acknowledgement, gratification, all of those things. Does that make sense? Let me know. So definitely start 2024 by making it your year, by focusing on personal growth as well. Now, when we look at the numerology, we are stepping into a year 8, which is huge. Now, this is a fabulous number. We love this number, all right? It symbolizes abundance, it symbolizes power, and it symbolizes a karmic balance. We're very much at the moment sat in karmic energies. And I'm sure that through 2023, you will have watched karma play out. All right, whether it's in generally around you or friendships, family members, whatever, we can look at things and see how karmic energy is playing out. So it is a really powerful year, and it is one where abundance and money should start to come in. And this is why I bang on and on about your money mindset. Because if you've been buying into the poverty, you're going to have to fix that before you can tap into the 2024 abundance that should all be coming. So it's a year for breakthroughs in technology, a reshaping of how power is distributed, whether that's in your companies you work in governments, etc., even in families, let's face it. But it can also bring with it breakthroughs for prosperity, for money, for success, for abundance. Does that make sense? Can you feel it? The number 8. Infinite 8. Ooh, I just got water all over my nose. So as I say, the number 8's association with wealth and power is pointing to a year of economic growth, despite what people are saying. A lot of that growth is going to come through technology. And this is why you need to be comfortable with technology. Get used to AI. It's not going anywhere. We're going to see these kind of things really jump forwards. So, but it also is about renewable energies, the green space, if that's your thing, and it's about that environment and sustainability in the world. There will be power struggles and major shifts in global politics. So some big landscape elections will take place in the world, resolutions where there's been war. All of this is possible. So we can really see some major shifts anywhere that there have been what we call real power struggles. All right, and we will have been witnessing this for quite some time. Okay, so we're going to see this big shift. As I said before, you've got to come and recognize that spirituality and technology need to come together and work together in order to use the technology in beautiful, powerful ways. Yeah, using technology as a source for light rather than darkness is what's required. So there will be some groundbreaking advancements in this, renewable energy, AI, maybe even space stuff, who knows? But there will be this new era of money, economic prosperity coming in as a result of these things. All right. So we can be seeing some major power struggles. And as I say, there could be some real big elections and these landmark moments in history and time. We'll come to see them as when we look back. And the end of international conflicts is possible if there is enough light in that space. Make sense? Yeah, dark likes to keep things dark. Yeah, we got to keep going, got to keep shining. When it comes to entertainment, if that is your business, your industry, or simply your love, we're going to see a lot of celebrities in the headlines. We're going to see a real year of influential artistic creation going on. So we could see some really unusual collaborations in music and arts, new trends in music and film, and just this reshaping of being creative and being in flow, because again, that's female divine energy, and that's where all of that sits. Now, where that can affect us as well, if that's not your thing, is the expression we use is that 2024 is a year to march to the beat of your own drum. So as I said before, you have got to be yourself. You have got to stop giving a fuck. It is you. I mean, I don't mean that become an arrogant, cocky piece of yeah. But what I do mean is genuinely, heart and soul, love who you are, respect who you are, and ignore those who don't, because they don't matter. The key for success this is the start of a 3-year cycle, 24, 25, and 26. Kaz is liking that. The key to success is you've got to be yourself, your own unique self. Okay, so it's about taking control back from others. And in a general sense, that can be listening to the opinions of others. And as I always say to people, just because you go and ask 10 people what their opinion is on something you want to do, does not make them right and you should listen. It just means you've asked 10 people that share the same opinion. That's it. What matters in your life is your own opinion, your own feeling, your own views. And by following that, that is how you take back your power and your control over your own life. Last year was, as in 2023, for so many, was a real year of just crash after crash after crash. And all of that was to get people to turn inwards, to look within and make that connection to who they are. All right. Now, if you've been doing that work, then this year, 2024, should be really different, because this year is about inviting you now to stand strong in your own power. Who needs to hear that? Can you feel that coming in? Yeah, it's honestly, it's the key to success in 2024 is to show up as who you were put here to be, who you choose to be, doing what you choose to do, and not listening to the influence of other people, whether that's media, the Instagram, White Picket Fence Brigade, yeah, whoever that may be. It's about listening to your inner self and being yourself. So as I say, be yourself. It's about claiming what is ours. This is what the number 8 represents again, claiming what is ours and showing everyone else why you are the dog's bollocks in your life. I hope you understand that expression, the dog's bollocks. Why are you, yeah, house does. Why do you deserve your success? Not because you need other people to see that in you, but because you recognize that you are a bloody good person. Yeah. You stand for what is right. Your morals are of a certain level. And you're not out there to take and take and take. And you've earned this. Whatever success comes to you, whatever form that looks like, know in your soul, you've earned this. You deserve this. You are worth this. And allow other people to see that. So although we don't show off, we do show up in our own success story as inspiration for others. And again, that is part of stepping into your own power. That is part of leadership. It is all of those things. Now, for some, that may feel uncomfortable to be seen. And if that is you, then you've got some ego state work to do. All right. You are going to find yourselves in part of that role in 2024, being challenged a little bit to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because it serves purpose. Make sense? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense, lovelies. So in those moments, if you face challenges like that, it's serving to remind you that you've got everything that you need within you. And you just need to draw on it and bring it and let it flow through you. So this year is an 8. So it is about capitalizing on what has occurred over the last 7 years. Your homework, not that I'm going to collect it at the end of the week and mark it, but your homework is to do a little bit of reflection. You can use the Mercury retrograde energy for this. Do a little bit of reflection over the last 7 years and think about what lessons you have learnt and how you can use those lessons now to manifest good stuff or keep you on your highest path or whatever it may be. What have you learned in the last 7 years that you need to pay attention to in this year? It's about bringing those lessons in, then becoming part of who we are and how we see things, so that you can use them on this new adventure that by 2026 will really come into play. Because like I said, this is a 3-year. So this is about standing on your own 2 feet this year. So I do feel that what we will see is a lot of codependency issues hitting the wall. Whether that's relationships that are built on codependency, or whether, and again, that's that addiction vibration, cocaine, alcohol, sex, I don't know, whatever it may be. If you're in a codependent relationship with something, it's going to be stripped out so that you stand on your own 2 feet. Because this year is all about you learning how powerful you are and that you've already got everything that you need to succeed. You just need to stay in lane, and that lane is your own unique lane, your own unique vibration. Make sense? So it really does. 2024 really has got this fantastic energy to it, which should bring you so much more in your life if you will just open your heart and soul to receive it. And you can achieve any goals you want to, as long as your mind is right and focused, that you actually do pay attention to detail, and that you've got that blend right of that female and masculine divine energy. The female energy presents as intuitive moments, nudges, gut feelings, you need to do something or send an email or whatever. Whereas that masculine energy is creating a structure, your new structure, for that, whatever it is, to land, to deliver. Yeah. So, for example, if you're in business, I would be saying, think client journey. It's no good sitting in a room and omming, thinking they're going to rack up if you ain't even got a bloody website or whatever for people to find you. The masculine energy is putting in physical things, as it were, for people to find you and for you to be that creative force. So as simple as well, another way of looking at it is, if you want to buy your own home, and that's what you're visioning, you're visualizing, you're focusing on, you're doing all the affirmations, that's all good and well. But until you actually tackle the physical representation of energy we know as money, it ain't going to happen. Yeah, there's a need to be open to money if you want to achieve something physical as well. Does that make sense to you? Drop me a comment, let me know. Cool. So you have to create, and whenever we're manifesting anything, we have to create the physical platform for it to land on. Think of it that way. How is this going to land? Well, I want to meet the love of my life. Okay, so how is this going to land when you never get off your sofa? Are you just going to continually order things from Amazon and hope one day that the love of your life is an Amazon delivery guy? Yeah. Think about yourself and how you need to physically change your world for it to land. So, your role in 2024 to help yourselves, all right, is to own your power. Now, 2023 has been about letting go of the ego. Agreed? The ego has been challenged and challenged and challenged, if that was your challenge. All right? Over and over again in all its subtleties. 2023 was about losing your unhealthy habits and ways of being. So you will have done a lot, if you were listening. It's not to me, though it does help. Listening to yourself. You will have been doing a lot of work about turning that around, about losing those unhealthy ways of being, whatever they are. And this is why I'm saying that stepping forwards, know that in 2024, you have earned whatever comes your way, those opportunities, because you did that work in 2023. And losing ego aspects is hard fucking work, agreed? Yeah, because you can spiral within it. And that's why I think you should all congratulate yourself, recognize how much inner work you did in stripping away ego states. I mean, we're always going to have some come up, don't get me wrong. But in stripping it, they just get fewer and far between the more work you do. But of course, every time we level up, there's that energy space for the ego to step up and go, oh, really? Yeah, let's play small. This is not a year to play small. So therefore, remind yourselves, congratulate yourselves that you have earned the right to have a bloody good 2024. And so because of that, the next thing I'm going to tell you to do is get comfortable with success. I've just finished a coaching session with someone who's finished their 12 months with me. And I've said to her, you know, one of the things you have to recognize is as you step into success, haters gonna hate. You have to not care, or they pull you back into the less than zone. You were not put here to make people like that who do not feel inspired or celebrate your success feel better. You are not put here to make those people feel better. If you play small, we all play small, and that's not good enough. So there is a need to be open to what comes with success. Physical things, security, luxury things, money. It's not about being showy. It's not about flashing cash, because that's not being respectful of it. That's how we lose it. But it's about recognizing that the universe wants to reward you for the work that you have done. It's not about creating those things just for the sake of having the Louis Vuitton bloody handbag. Yeah? That's a 5-minute high. However, it's about showing off with that. It's about feeling good. So it's a little bit like that woman who's got that business that goes around your house and goes, do you love it? Nah. Yeah, it's about creating a world where you love your life within it. And that includes the stuff. So it's about not being tempted by stupid stuff, like if you live in Swindon, here where I am, deciding you want a fucking yacht. Yeah. You know, it ain't going to get far on cold water, let's be honest. Don't matter how flashy that yacht is, you're going to look ridiculous on coats. In that murky black pond that people are apparently now diving into. Each to their own. But it is about being open to the rewards that make you feel good in your heart and soul. Okay, because it's just the universe's way of rewarding you for the work that you are doing. It's not about working towards getting the Porsche. The Porsche is a byproduct of the work that you do. Make sense? Another aspect, so you've got to be open to being paid. You've got to be open to success, being seen and being known, or you're going to miss the boat, not just on 1 year, but on 3. That is why this is so important this year. And this is why I'm doing this so early in the year, because I'm giving you a few weeks to get your head around this before we hit the year. You've got to ignore imposter syndrome, because despite what your ego will have you believe, when you're invited to sit at a table in 2024, you have earned that seat at that table. Take the seat. Sit your ass down. Eat the fucking food. Have the conversation. Right? Drink the wine, whatever. Because again, it's about feeling you have earned the right to it's like recognize it. Basically, you need to realize you matter. You matter. That's why you were invited to sit at that table, whatever that table looks like. You needed to hear that. Use your voice. You have the right to speak. We've been doing all this persecution work if you're in my stuff. This is why. Use your voice, speak, have your say in matters. You need to speak up. You need to be heard. So there is a need to work on imposter syndrome. I advise my business clients, the way to tackle imposter syndrome, I'm going to bang it on again, is to be your fucking self. Because if you're showing up being Myrtle because you think in order to have success, you've got to behave and look like Myrtle, then you're faking it. Samantha Jayne's success relies on Samantha Jayne showing up as Samantha Jayne. If I turn up as Paula from accounts, nothing happens. Nothing gets done. Yeah, because I'm out of alignment to what's meant for me. Does that make sense? So if you want to lose imposter syndrome, stop pretending to be someone or something that you are not. Step up as yourself, because that makes you confident. If you're not bullshitting it, no one can call you your bullshit. And we're going to see that in the media in 2024. Yeah. And again, if you're showing up as yourself, then you deserve to be heard. So use your voice. That is how you remove imposter syndrome. You show up as yourself and you speak. What's that quote? Even if your voice is shaking, you speak. Because that's what you were put here to do. And you need to be heard. So remember that through 2024. Because it's about power, but we're operating from the positive end of the spectrum. If you don't step up positively in power, the negative power will step up further. It's about justice. We're going to see a lot of justice in 2024. And it's about abundance, and it's all interlinked. The number 8 is also about strategy. That is very much about male energy, because you've got the figure of 8 is that perfect blend of female and masculine divine energy. We see that the figure of 8 should actually be on its side, like the infinity symbol is male and female in perfect balance. So you need to have some proper thinking. It's not a year to wing it. There needs to be strategy. There needs to be practical thinking, not getting lost and sucked in the dream and your own bullshit. You need to think things through practically, not just wing it on a hope and a prayer that things will land. All right? You've spent the whole of 2023 doing all this inner work, analyzing, looking at the past, looking at stuff. Now it's about stepping forwards in your power. Fabulous. It's about stepping forwards in your power, in your self-confidence, remember. Knowing exactly who you are, what you're put here to do, and therefore what aligns to that and what doesn't. The 8 is about cosmic balance. Law of action and reaction, law of attraction. So again, it's about blending intuition with physical action. Yeah, you have to act. So it's using the two together. So if someone is sat totally in the female, only in intuition, like I say, oming, thinking things are just going to flip and drop on their lap, they're going to have a shit year. If someone is sat totally in the masculine and they're not using any intuition, equally they're going to have more of a shit year. What they will have is experiences where they are made to use the other aspects in order to create the balance. Make sense? You have to be this blended balance. It's using your intuition with a strategy and fearlessly going for success that will make a positive difference, that will be the game changer in life in 2024. It's about that blend of the physical and the spiritual, you see. So again, there can be, there will be endings, there will be beginnings. It represents births and deaths, of course, because of that rebirth energy. So we will see a lot of babies being born. We'll see a lot of souls leaving this earth, because it's the end of their journey or the start of their journey. But it's also a year for cooperation and unity, where we come together. So definitely a year for thinking and planning and taking action, especially as that action will align you, as I say, for 24, 25 and 26 to be abundant. Because we're in a karmic cycle. If you've been doing good, honey, it's time you were rewarded, but you've got to be open to receive it. So you must pursue your dreams and achieve personal goals in 2024. We must persevere, we must stay focused, and we must persevere. What we have to watch, though, within that vibration, the negative end of that experience is anxiety. So if you're working as a healer, you're probably going to see a lot more anxiety clients. If you are someone that has anxiety stuff, you may see that. 3D world, we're going to see it get very competitive. And we're going to see people trying to lay down the law of being authoritative. And the people who, because of this desire for success that will pump through all our veins, those who are sat very in ego state will not think things through. They will make hasty decisions and actions and cause chaos. So remember to go into your, what I call your feely space, to make sure you're doing this balance stepping forward. But there'll be so much go on in 2024, which is about boosting your self-confidence. And by thinking strategically, you will save so much time and energy on this planet. So get your head out of anything you can't control and put your head into things that you can. And then you'll be using that time well. So it's about being focused, persevering, using your brain, discernment about what to do and who to do things with. It's about overcoming any obstacles through using all of that. It's a year of strength, confidence, abundance, and that includes financial. You've got to be open to receive the money now, lovelies. We've been doing this work, oh my God, 2 Lionsgates ago. We have been doing this work. 2021, we've been doing this work. All right? But you've got to open your hearts, connect with energy consciously. So you need to live in a conscious state, not a sleep state. And you then need to use your rational mind as well, that blend of intuition and rational mind thinking, to align your choices, your decisions to your dreams. So 2024 is a year of really coming to grips and understanding that you are co-creating with the universe, God, angels, whatever you want to put on that vibration. You are a co-creator. So you need to remain connected to your spiritual self, and all your choices should lead you towards what it is that you want. What's the dream? What is the dream? And I would actually, first time in a long time, say, where do you see yourself in 3 years? because we're beginning a 3-year cycle. And I'm also going to say, because whatever that dream is, expand on it. Go bigger. What is it? Shoot for the moon so you land in the stars? Yeah? You need to dream big, because if you're dreaming small, you're playing safe. And that means that you're in the 3D spiritual, where you think you're being spiritual, but you are actually the 3D spiritual, not 5D spiritual. So I'm going to stop the recording part now, and I hope that's helped you. Have a powerful 2024.